Right, okay, Jeff, I'm going to take you right back to where you were born, which was suburban Surrey. You were born 24th of June 1944. What about music at that time, in your early days? Where were you hearing any music from?
From my mum, you know, a little baby grand, and I guess she must be playing it when I was nearly ready to be born, you know. I thought she was the queen of the keyboard, you know. But I didn't really get off on the music. I didn't understand the Rachmaninoff and Bach and all that. It was a bit much for me.
And what about your dad?
He was a complete jazz fanatic, and it just turned out that the couple of brothers that lived down the road, one of them was an amazing jazz pianist. He sat down at the same piano, and this whole thing hit me, like, how could he make that sound so different? With Jelly Roll Morton and, you know, Fats Waller in singing in, it was just joyous, you know, fantastic.
In terms of your own introduction to the guitar, just tell us how that came about.
Well, the radio was on all the time, and there was this thing that caught my ear. It was How High the Moon. I don't know what it was, but my ears just locked onto this amazing, speedy sound. I'd never heard the guitar sound like. And my mum said, oh, it's just all tricks. I've read about this chap, Les Paul, it's all tricks. I mean, when she said electric guitar, then it triggered something in my head. You plug it in the wall and it lights up. What is, you know, what's it supposed to do?
So in terms of the first guitar you ever managed to get your hands on, you experimented with kind of strings over a piece of wood and rubber bands between...
The piano was the first big, main toy that I had. And the best thing was sneaking into the music room with the piano and lifting the lid and just I didn't get off on the sound of the keys. They didn't feel right.
Didn't do it for you.
I wanted to hear the actual... When I saw what the hammer did, I thought, right, I'll do that, thank you. And then I used to put one foot round somehow on the sustain pedal and then twang like the guitar. But it was magical sound.
It's a big guitar.
It's got a lot... yeah. But it echoes in the frame, and I just found that magical. You know, it's harp-like. You know, we could stroke your fingers over the keys, over the strings rather. That really probably was the germ that got my ear tuned to the guitar. Brilliant.
So tell me how you got your first guitar.
Oh my God! Okay, it was a piece of fence post, a bit of moulding. I think it was a piece of picture frame moulding for the neck, and then I found some scraps of plywood, just a very thin 1/8 ply, and it was just one thickness. I thought, no, that's not right. I've got to make it thicker. So then I went and bought some thick wood, and the guy says, oh, that's too thick, blah, blah, blah. And I said, no, I do know what I want. And he went, right. And I struggled home with this heavy wood. The guitar weighed about 10 stone. You know? And so then I gradually worked out a violin. You know, I thought, okay, because I didn't have any other guitar to judge with. You know, I'd only seen pictures. So I didn't know anything about the scale of the frets, how they were supposed to be spaced. So I painted them on. They were just painted on like white lines on this piece of moulding.
What did it sound like?
Terrible. No, it's appalling, you know. But it looked good, you know, and I just felt that was my instrument, you know.
But when you got your first real guitar, one guitar lesson, was it?
I thought you had to have a lesson. Yeah. You know, you weren't going to get anywhere without it. And I'd already learned how to play Chet Atkins.
Right.
You know, like well, I've done this stuff. Just a quick thing. I played that and he went, get out of here, go on, get out. He said, I don't teach that sort of stuff, and that was the end of that.
1956 you just mentioned, which was quite a year, because you go to see The Girl Can't Help It.
Oh God, yeah.
And it seemed that had quite an effect.
Yes, it did, and I just came out of there just floating. I thought, there is a God, you know. It was just amazing, riddled with all my favourite stars, you know, the Platters, Gene Vincent, Little Richard. Just mind-blowing.
Gene Vincent's guitarist had a really profound effect on you, didn't he?
He did, but so did Scotty Moore. I mean, I don't know what it was about those rockabilly records. I was more impressed with the solos than there was of the singing. I used to listen for the guitar breaks.
Can you give us a little demo?
I mean, when you're sort of 11 and you hear this, like...
I read that the Sunburst Fender Stratocaster caught your eye.
That's right. Me and my close buddy at school, we ventured up to London, you know, we just barely had the train fare. And we said to the guy at the station, where are all the guitars? We had no idea where we were going. He said, Charing Cross Road, number 24 bus. We're wiping the sort of moisture off the inside of the window. I went, I've just seen God. There was a red Strat hanging in the window and a Telecaster of Jennings Musical Industries. And I just didn't care who was there. I just picked up one and started playing it. And I put my foot up on the amp and he went, get out of this shop. But now they make my own guitar. They give me my own Fender.